Ryan Sidebottom rolled back the years by producing one of the best bowling performances of his career, taking 7 for 44 to keep his Yorkshire side on level pegging at the halfway stage of their LV County Championship match with Middlesex in Scarborough, that in spite of an excellent 100 from the visiting John Simpson. Yorkshire had lost 3 wickets late on the first day to see them slip from 204 for 3 to 211 for 6. So the first job for the overnight batsman on the second morning, which began half an hour late, was to try to rebuild the innings a tad, and Adil Rashid opened up the day with a couple of boundaries as he and Tim Bresnan added 23 runs in the first 6 overs. But they also lost Rashid, who on 15 found Stephen Finn a little too quick and accurate to uppercut as he fed David Malan a catch. Tim Murtagh then backed up Finn by trapping Stephen Patterson in front as the visitors continued their fight back after Adam Lyth's day 1 ton. Bresnan tried to keep the scoreboard ticking over by driving Murtagh down the ground for a 6, only for the bowler to bag his second wicket in successive overs by having Sidebottom caught at mid-wicket by Chris Rogers. It took Middlesex only a dozen overs to finish off the innings, Finn grabbing his 4th and his 44th of the season as Bresnan was held at third man after making 20. Yorkshire had lost their last 7 wickets for just 49 runs to be dismissed for 253, but Middlesex's response didn't start at all well. Before a run had been scored, Rogers, who scored a big double 100 when these sides met at Lord's earlier in the year, nicked Sidebottom behind. Rogers' opening partner Nick Gubbins also fell for a duck, Patterson trapping him in front as the visitors struggled to get going. Indeed, the score read 7 for 3 just after lunch when Sidebottom delivered a beauty to find the edge of Owen Morgan's bat before he too had troubled the scorers. And it was 11 for 4 when Paul Stirling was well scooped by Kane Williamson in the slips as Sidebottom struck for a 3rd time in his opening 6 overs. Middlesex were in a mess, and it would have been a lot worse for them had Simpson not had this moment of fortune off Jack Brooks. Backed by a near 3,000 crowd enjoying the heat on the Yorkshire coast, the home side could not have asked for a better start against a team who chased down 472 to beat them in London by 7 wickets back in April. They lost only 3 wickets in getting that, but now needed a big effort from Simpson to get them out of a big hole here. Gradually, he began to find his feet, and with Malan at the other end, they began the recovery operation. Lyth had shown just what was possible on this pitch on the previous day with the right application, and now it was 2 other left-handers who were to make hay in the sunshine. Malan had been dropped behind by Johnny Bairstow when on 7 with the total on 11, and the in-form batsman who'd scored hundreds in his last couple of championship matches began to make Yorkshire pay for that. The pitch and overhead conditions did not make batting at all easy, but once in it was not as difficult to score runs as these two began to prove as the afternoon session wore on. Malan played delightfully again as he and Simpson both made it past 50 before the tea break, which came with Middlesex on a much better position of 122 for 4. Malan's half-century arrived off 98 balls with 10 fours included, while Simpson reached his off 92 with a 6 and 7 fours within it. Their partnership continued after the break, and they were threatening to give their side an important first innings lead in what is a very important clash between 2 teams with realistic chances of lifting the LV County Championship trophy come September. On a hot day by the seaside, the home attack was just starting to flag a little. Simpson had raced past Malan, moving on to 94 when he lost his partner at the other end after Sidebottom returned to have Malan caught in the slips by Lyth on 78. The vital partnership for the 5th wicket had put on 168 runs in 43 overs, with Simpson playing a brilliant innings. A clip off his hips off Bresnan took him to a 3-figure score for the 2nd time this summer. He needed 140 balls to get there, from which he struck 15 fours and 1 6. Without him, his side would have been left a long way behind in this match. Sidebottom, however, was not finished yet. His first 5-wicket haul of the summer and the 25th of his career arrived when he had Ollie Rayner LBW. It was 6 for the former England man as he produced another peach to send Toby Rowland-Jones on his way for 9, lithe with a catch. And after Simpson's sensational knock was brought to an end by a fine piece of fielding from Rashid, whose powerful and accurate throw from the deep had the Middlesex man run out and on his way for 110, Sidebottom grabbed a 4th wicket in a 30-ball spell as a Murtagh drive was plucked out of the sky by Lythe. The Spence bowler then came off with figures of 7 for 44. Middlesex's innings had followed a similar pattern to their hosts. When Finn drove Rashid to Williamson, they'd lost their last 6 wickets for 53 runs to be dismissed for 232. So Yorkshire had a lead of 21, and after 14 more had been added to that, Murtagh showed that the new ball could do plenty on this pitch as Lythe edged him to Milan on 9. It was a tough 13-over spell at the end of an excellent day's cricket, and Williamson and Alex Lees will have been pleased to see it through as they carried the total to 29. It was another late finish in what has been a roller coaster of a game so far. Yorkshire will enter the 3rd day with a lead of 50, and so it's a game which is very well balanced at this stage. Some early wickets on day 3 will put Middlesex in command, but if they don't get those, they may be up against it for the rest of this contest.